So today the topic is, can you see? Can you see that? Sweetness overload. It's the glories of Gopastami. You can see a lot of nectar on this day. You saw the nice image in our hearts earlier when we were singing that bhajan Choti Choti Gaiya. The cows are very cute and Chote Chote Gwal and so on. And Krishna is the center of everything. And he's incredibly beautiful. And the whole picture is very uplifting and heartwarming. And this Gopastami festival, which is celebrating today, happens right as part of this Kartik celebrations, very auspicious. And everything to do with it is just filled with amazing nectar. And if you can absorb our minds even in a little piece of this nectar, it's enough to take us back to Godhead. It's so sweet. You know? It's a concentrated goodness. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam. And in the 15th chapter is the opening of the 15th chapter. And this is Krishna gets a promotion. And so the devotees get in the mood of the Gopas. We even dress our deities in the Gopa mood. Some devotees dress up as Gopas. Anjali Mataji is dressed up as a Gopa right over there. It's very nice. There's a turban going. It's the mood. You know, it's the spirit. So Krishna is getting a promotion. What does that mean? Gopa. Right? Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Tatascha Paukandavaya Shitau Vraje.
Tatascha Paukandavaya Shitau Vraje.
Babhuvatustau Pashupala Sammatau.
Babhuvatustau Pashupala Sammatau.
Gashcharayanto Sakibhi Samam Padai.
Gashcharayanto Sakibhi Samam Padai.
Vrindavanam Punyamativa Chakratu.
Vrindavanam Punyamativa Chakratu.
So Srila Goswami said, when Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, so here Lord Rama refers to Balaram. So when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Pauganda, 6 to 10 is the age range, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of the lotus feet. So, in the purport we see, since Lord Krishna's spiritual body had apparently grown slightly in age and strength, the senior men of Vrindavan, headed by Nanda Maharaj, decided to promote Krishna from the task of herding cows to the status of a regular cowherd boy. He would now take care of the full-grown cows, bulls, and oxen. Out of great affection, Nanda Maharaj had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of full-grown cows and bulls. It is stated in the Kartik Mahatmya. Kartik Mahatmya means the glories of this month of Kartik, which is a section in Padma Purana. It says, Suklashtami Kartiketu Smita Gopashtami Budhai Tadvinad Vasudevo Bhud Gopa Purvam Tu Vatsapa. So you can see, you can recognize some words in this verse. Kartik, Gopashtami. Then Vatsapa is Gopa and Vatsapa. Vatsa means calf and Go means cow. It's going from promoting from Vatsapa, Vatsapal to Gopal. Calf herd to cow herd. This translation. The 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartik is known by authorities as Gopastami. From that day, Lord Vasudev served as a cowherd, whereas previously he attended the cows. So here, in this verse, we see the word in the Bhagavatam verse, the word padai indicates that the Lord blessed the earth by walking on the surface of the earth with his lotus feet, bare feet. He wore no shoes, no footwear, no socks even. He walked barefoot in the forest of Vrindavan. And he gave great anxiety to who? Mother Yashoda, and even more so in gopis. We see this in the Gopi Gita. We'll come to that. And why they feared, especially Mother Yashoda, but all the other gopis too, they feared that his soft lotus feet will be injured by the grasses and twigs and so on. So that is the purport. So, this Gopastami festival celebrates Diksha or initiation. Krishna's initiation. Krishna's initiation into Gopalan. Now, when I first started coming to ISKCON many years ago, I didn't know much about what is initiation, and I began to notice there are many devotees around in the temple who had some amazing names, like Umapati Prabhu and Haridas Thakur Prabhu and Shyam Priya Mataji, and so nice, beautiful names. And I asked, how do you all get such nice names? Like, I just got a regular, Gujarati names, okay, not so cool. I did not know about the concept of initiation, in ISKCON. I also want a cool name like that, I was telling. And then they said, okay, yeah, you can get it, but first you have to become serious, you have to chant japa every day, and follow some rules on lifestyle and habits, and so on. Then you need to approach guru and so on. There's aspiring, there's a training. Then you get what's called initiation. This is the beginning, where you're connected to the parampara. And then after receiving initiation, then you can serve the deity and so on. So, this initiation of the Lord, Diksha, is that the same? No. This is not spiritual initiation. This is not about that kind of Diksha which is connected to Parampara. This is initiation into the professional life of Gopalan. Now, everything about Krishna, every little thing, warrants a festival. The Vrajavasis in Vrindavan, they are known as Utsava Premis, the lovers of festivals. And they're expert at establishing festivals to celebrate anything and everything to do with Krishna. Now, many of these festivals are not on our Vaishnava calendar, but the Vrajavasis have celebrated them. You see, there's different things that are happening when Krishna leaves Govardhan. That's a festival. We have Govardhan Puja. Then when he goes out to herd the cows, that's today's festival, Gopastami. Then when he gets naughty and he gets in trouble, Mother Yashoda runs behind him with a stick, and we make a song about it. She's running behind him. And then she ties him up. That's the Damodarashtakam, this Damodar Lila. And we celebrate that every day in this whole month. So that's how amazing that is. But every little thing. For example, when Krishna is 3 months old, and he rolls over in his cradle for the first time, they were like, yes, let's have a festival. Krishna rolled over. And they would have a rollover festival. A huge festival celebrated, and they make a feast, and they have, fest decorations. You see all this, how much, a lot of effort goes into, getting a ladder and putting things up. Those who do it, they know. But why? So much festive. Yes, let's decorate everything. Let's have a big feast. And all the devotees will go down in the kitchen, and they'll make a big feast, and then they'll go out and invite people. They'll have special kirtans, put on nice dresses, and so on. Why? Just because the Lord rolled over in his crib. When the Lord yawns for the first time. It is so cute. They said, oh, yawning festival. Let's all do this. Sometimes when I give class, it seems like a yawning festival. But that's not what that is. That's just because the class is going. But yawning festival, like Krishna yawned. For the first time. It's so cute. It impels the Vrajavasis to institute a celebration, a festival. When he first crawls, that's a festival. When he first stands up, that's a festival. That same Lord who supports the entire cosmos, keeps it spinning, holds up the weight of these big planets and entire universal systems. When he delicately takes support of something and with his shaking legs and hands hesitatingly stands and walks for the first time. Festival. So, of course, this day is a very special festival. It is the 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight, known as Gopastami. That's when he goes from Vatsapa to Gopal. So, when the Lord goes into this age group of Pauganda, which is 6 to 10, Shukadeva Goswami reminds us that just recently we had a special Leela. Just before this one. Where Lord Brahma was, it's called Brahma Vimohana Leela. Now that Lord Brahma was a very powerful body. His entire body is made of nothing but powerful intelligence. He has 4 heads, quad-core processor, and he was completely bewildered. What about us then? So we should keep in mind who this little blue child is, even though we celebrate the cuteness of this festival. You know, let's keep in mind how great Krishna is. Otherwise, we also may make the mistake of Brahma. He's just another boy. People are getting worked up about him because he's cuter than the average boy. No, he's very special. He's Krishna. So, this occasion of Gopastami, what are some of the reasons we celebrate it, right? So, just an ordinary professional or entrepreneur, they're always wanting to make some progress, get a promotion. So one may ask, does the Lord have a profession, some occupation? Generally, we feel good about introducing ourselves. You have a profession that's like, something nice. I'm an engineer, I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor. We'll say it in a nice way. I'm a dentist, not like I like looking down people's mouths. No, I'm a dentist, That's what I do. So like that. Every day I open people's mouths, look at the rotten things. No, you don't say it like that. It's I'm a dentist, I'm a doctor. So Krishna has an occupation too. Think about it. If you are the Supreme Lord, you have all the power and all the wealth and everything available to you. What would you do to pass your time? This is what Krishna chose to do. That is Krishna's occupation. He is Gopal. So if you ask Krishna, what is your occupation? It is Gopalan. This is his eternal, his timeless occupation, without beginning, without end. You see? So Krishna's occupation, the Lord brings his work Leela with him when he comes down to the material world. He brings his work with him. Sometimes people go on vacation, they take their laptop with them, they have to connect, sometimes do a little bit of work. Even on the beach, they'll check on the emails. But Krishna enjoys his work so much that when he goes, he enjoys his occupation so much that even when he goes to other places, traveling here and there, like to this material world, he brings this with him. Now there are many leelas that take place here on earth. And they only take place on earth or in the material world. Like, for example, the killing of demons. That doesn't happen in the spiritual world because there's no demons in the spiritual world. So those are known as Naimittika Leela. They happen time to time. But the pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan are called Nitya Leela. They happen unbroken, eternally, endlessly. So this Gopalan is his Nitya Leela. His eternal profession. Gopalan, Gocharan, Go Seva, Go Raksha, Go Puja. This is what he likes to do. In India, when people build a new house, they'll put a name to the house. It kind of reflects their personality. Famous celebrities will put the name of Ganesh Krupa. I'm grateful to Lord Ganesh, because of him I have this house. Or someone will name their house Jalsa. Have a nice time. Those who know, they know. Like that, have a good time. What does Krishna name his house? Golok. Think about it. He names his own house, his eternal house, his whole planet, named after cows. That tells you something, how much he loves the cows. That's his jalsa. You understand? That's his joy and love. Goraksha. So of course, today is a very special celebration because it means a lot to Krishna. So he started his illustrious career in the entry-level position. His entry level is Vatsapa, taking care of cows, not fully grown cows. Now this is an image of cuteness or sweetness overload. You know, both Krishna is small and cute and his cows are small and cute. Right? Choti choti gaiyan. So just imagine this. At the age of 6, Vishika, how old are you? 7. You're 7. Vishika is 7. She's already way past that promotion. Krishna, age of 6. Akshay, how old are you?
I'm 6 years old.
Akshay is 6 years old. Can you stand up? Just let everyone see. What is 6 years old? 6 years old. So this is Krishna is about this age, okay? Akshay's age. Alright. And those of you who are here for the Nrsimha Chaturdashi festival this year, Akshay played the part of Prahlad when he was 5. And Prahlad was 5. It was really nice. So Krishna is about that size, that age. Just imagine. He's getting a promotion to take care of full-size cows. So this is like kindergarten age, you know? Kindergarten, grade 1. And prior to this, he is already engaged in taking care of cows. Like he's already has that on his resume. So after a long career of several months stint, Krishna wants a promotion to go to Gopal. Now, what are some of the many reasons the Lord wants to graduate to cow herding? Okay, so Lord Krishna likes to cover all the ground of Vraja. He only has a small amount of time. So, let's do a little bit of geography lesson. In the Vraj Dham, there are 12 forests. There's a river Yamuna flowing through. You can see the river Yamuna on the map there. So 5 of them are to the east of Yamuna and 7 to the west. These are the names. Padma Puran describes these. So on the east side are Madhuvan, Talavan, Kumudavan, Kamivan, Bahulavan, Vrindavan, and Khadiravan. That's a lot. Okay. On the west side there's Mahavan, Bandiravan, Lohavan, Bhadravan, and Belvan. And Krishna performed various pastimes in these 12 forests. Okay, so first of all, he made Mathura Dham famous by doing what? By taking birth there. He took birth there. And then immediately they moved to where? Gokul. So Gokul Dham, you can see on the map, right? Mathura, they crossed over. He crossed over. Who crossed over the river? Vasudeva with the basket, right? The famous picture. He crossed over the river and went to Gokul. Now remember, he wanted to place his divine feet on every square inch of this land. And he only had 11 years to do it. So he orchestrated all these different pastimes to cover more ground in less time. Then he immediately went to Gokul after being born. And then his toddler pastimes in Gokul, the Kumara Leela. He did what? He delivered Putana. He killed this cart demon Shakatasur. Then this tornado hurricane demon, Krinavrata. Then he also did Damodar Leela, which we celebrate this month. And he also did this mud-eating pastime, eating the dirt. They're all very famous pastimes, and all that he did in the toddler age when he was still in Gokul area. So then what happened? The Brajvasis, they said, what's going on? All these weird things are going on at ISKCON. And they decided, let's move to a safer place. And so Vrindavan, they said, is nice because Govardhan is nearby. Our cows will get this top-grade grass. So they packed up, and overnight they moved the whole village to Vrindavan. You know how hard it is to move, right? They did it overnight, just put in the carts. Yeah, when you move from a tiny apartment, you have to plan so many things, you have to rent the truck, and so many things. It's just not easy. But they just kept walking and walking until they found a spot near Bandiravan where the Yamuna was really shallow. And then they just walked across, and they came walking to Vrindavan. See, so they went further north, you see Bandiravan, further north where it was shallow, closer to Chirkat, and they crossed over there and then walked down south to Vrindavan. So now, up till the age of Poganda, Mother Yashoda was bathing Krishna every day. Now he decided, I'm going to start bathing myself. I can't be walking in front of my mother without any clothes on. That's not nice. So he decided to decorate himself and dress himself without his mother. And Mother Yashoda became a little bit worried. Because now he's giving out messages. You know how kids are, I can do it on my own. Stop it, I can tie my own laces. You know how kids do that. I can do everything on my own strength. I won't need you for these things, Maya. So why did Krishna start doing all this? Because he wanted to prove, he wanted to build a case that he's ready to take charge of the cows. If he just went and asked his father, Nanda Baba, okay, I want to take care of cows. Nanda Baba said, hey, you can't even put on your own underwear. How are you going to graze the cows? And that's what he did. So he said, at least underwear I'll start putting on. He started showing his own independence in this way. That, look, I'm independent. Now think about it. That Supreme Lord, in the opening verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, says, Abhigya Swarat. He is the great Supreme Lord who is the only independent living being in the entire existence. Everybody's dependent on him for their existence. And yet now he has to go about, build a case that he's independent enough to put on his own clothes. This is the sweet paradox of the Braj pastimes that we can appreciate. While also reminding ourselves of the first canto, who is this great person we're talking about? It's possible. It's not only possible, it's necessary. It's necessary for us to be attracted to the sweetness of Krishna while still keeping our intelligence tempered, knowing fully well who is this personality that we're dealing with. So he's building up his resume for the chance of promotion. Okay? So now, we devotees, we work hard, we try to develop love for God, love of Godhead, but here God is working hard to develop love and establish his love for cows. His own name, Gopāla, Govinda. And he wanted to take initiation in this lineage of Goprema. So his first initiation already done when he was Vatsapa, taking care of cows. And Krishna takes the cows in form of his own guru. These are my gurus. And he wanted to take this initiation into bhakti, the second initiation, into the Gopāla. So you can see how big the cow is right in front of him. That's why he's worried. Look at that cow. See? So who granted him this diksha? Who is the one that gave diksha to Krishna? Nanda Maharaj, that's correct. Nanda Maharaj is the one who grants diksha. He's the one who is in charge. So why do we worship Tulsi Devi? We worship Yamuna Devi, we worship Gomata, we worship Govardhan. Why? Why do we worship? Because Krishna loves them all. He completely loves them. That's all. And even Go Seva, Go Seva is, that if it's not just done so that we get milk for our, paneer and things like that. No. Go Seva's real value is connection to Krishna. And without that connection to Krishna, it's not really Go Raksha. It's Go Seva and Go Raksha, they go hand in hand. Today in the modern demonic farming system, as soon as the milk stops, this farmer sends the cow to the slaughterhouse. It's very unfortunate. But real Go Seva is done to please Krishna. And it's done by treating the cow as mother, all the way till her full natural life. That is Go Seva. So this is what Krishna wants us to learn. Another reason why he's enacting this Gopastami pastime. He wants to gradually get the Brajavasis, especially the gopis, accustomed to living without seeing him during the day. It's not easy. It's like ripping their hearts out. See, Krishna started this leela of tending the cows quite early on in his life. He was gone very early in the morning, deep in the forest, and would not return until the sun is about to set. That's all day. And it's very hard for these Brajavasis who are used to seeing him at different times. They look forward that when will he come and raid my butterstock and feed it to the monkeys. They'll try to somehow make it more inviting for him to come and break their pots. But now they're eagerly waiting in the evening to watch the horizon for the cloud of dust. Ah yes, now Krishna is coming. And then they run to the edge of the village to kind of welcome him. So you can see how much the gopis, they're holding their hearts. Oh he's going. It's not easy. But it also deepens their love for Krishna. It intensifies it. Viraha. It's the viraha. The separation, the love of separation. So now, prior to Krishna grazing the cows, it was Nanda Maharaj used to go out and graze the cows. So to prepare for this role, Krishna used to ask Nanda Maharaj, hey, Father, can I join you? And he used to sit on his shoulder like this, and you'd ask cute questions. Baba, what kind of tree is that has a beard? And then he would touch his father's beard like this and point to the tree. Then he would see a peacock dancing and said, oh, what a pretty creature. What kind of animal is that? Oh, that's a peacock. And why is he dancing like that? Oh, you see the other bird with the plain white feathers? It's called a peahen. And the peacock is the male. He's dancing to impress her. Aha! Now I can see how it is that you are so much more beautiful than Mother Yashoda. Because you are pretty like the peacock. And Mother Yashoda, I mean, she's okay. She's not bad looking, but you're very beautiful. Now, of course, Krishna can only say this to Nanda Maharaj when they're in the forest. His mother cannot hear this, So in front of her, he cannot say. So hearing this, Nanda Baba becomes a little shy. And then Krishna says, what? You're blushing, Baba? You're shy? This is the first time I'm seeing you blushing. So he would tease his father like that. And then when they went back home, Mother Yashoda was fuming. Why did you take Krishna to the forest? He is still too small. You can't just take him like that. So what if he asks you to take him? You're grown up, you should know that. So then Nanda Baba was quiet. He was getting thrashing from Mother Yashoda. Sometimes it's better to just be quiet. Just listen, don't say anything. So then that night, Mother Yashoda was putting Krishna to bed. And she brought him some warm milk in a silver cup. Offered to Krishna. Every night she does that. I don't want to drink this milk. Why? You've been drinking it all these years, every day. Why not today? This milk has come from cows. I don't want to drink it for free. I'm not a freeloader. What do you mean freeloader? What does that mean for free? Well, I haven't done any service to Mother Cow. How can I drink her milk if I've not done any seva for her? See, he's trying to make that point. I need to graze the cow. It's Krishna's message to us also. We should not drink the milk of the cow just for free. In the sense that we should do something to serve her also. When you get an opportunity, go and see Mother Cow. We have our nice farm in Gitanagri. We have some cows in New Vrindavan. Or if you're in India, we have some goshalas there also. Wherever you can offer some grass to the cow, maybe give some donation to support her seva. We should not drink the milk for free. We should do some seva for her. And Mother Cow, all the demigods, devtas are residing in her. You get so many blessings just by serving cow. And then Mother Yashoda said, you know what? Let's talk about this tomorrow, okay? It's late, you need to sleep. Drink up this milk tonight one more time, and we'll figure it out, okay, what to do. So then Krishna drank the milk. So the next day he goes, he's building the case to his mother. Okay, Mata, I am now a really big boy, 6 years old. Now last year I was very weak. But this year I'm super strong. Last year I was not that intelligent, but this year I've become super smart. Last year I did not know my way around Vrindavan, the geography, but now I know every road, every nook and corner of the Vrindavan forest. I know it. And these are the 3 things you need to take care of cows. You need to be strong, you need to be smart, and you need to know how to navigate the forest of Vrindavan and come back home safely. Mother Yashoda is like, oh, you've become so strong. You become so strong that you're able to break the pots of butter to steal from the neighbors. And you need to break them because you can't even lift these little pots. So you have to break them just to eat the butter. And Krishna can say, okay, fine. I'm not that strong yet, but I'm very smart. And Yashoda said, oh, you are so intelligent that when I tell you got to eat healthy food, you go to the neighbors' homes and steal their butter without their permission. And then when I insist you must eat something from our home, all these nice food items I've made, what do you eat? Dirt, mud. Very intelligent. LOL. Okay, fine. I may not be super intelligent, but I really know the pathways in Vrindavan. And Madhya Yashoda said, yes, that you know, that I agree. You know exactly the road to everyone's heart in Vrindavan, and you have found your way into the hearts of every Brajvasi in these last 6 years. Okay, look, Ma, don't change the subject. That's not what I'm talking about. I came to take the cows to the forest. Not about the heart and all that stuff. The big cows and the big bulls. Look, Lala, you're so small. How can you possibly take these big cows and control them in the forest? And he said, Are Maya, just ask Dauji, Balram. He's a big brother. He can take care if something goes wrong. Balram started saying, yes. Lala is very strong, he's smart, he's expert, and he knows what to do. Plus, I'm there. I'll protect Krishna just like the eyelid protects the eye. I'm always going to protect him. And then Yashoda said, hey, Krishna, didn't you just recently say, Naham bhakshitavanamba sarve mithyavi samshina? Didn't you just say that? That you're saying that I do not eat dirt, and even this Dauji, he's a liar. He can't be trusted or anything. And he told on you when you're eating mud, and you said, no, don't believe him. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. That's like last week. Today he's telling the truth. So Yashoda is, okay, all right, fine. I have some conditions. You can go for Gopalan, but some conditions. Yeah, whatever, all agreed. Whatever conditions you have are okay with me, said Balram. So then she tells Balram, first you need to feed Lala every 3 hours. And he gets very hungry. He may walk around like he's some powerful god, like he can kill people and whatever. He's just a little kid. He needs to eat nicely. And Balram says, but Maya, on one hand, you're feeding him every 3 hours, around the clock, like 8 offerings in a day. And then you also complain he's gotten too chubby. And then she says, no, you need to feed him because out of hunger, he might decide to climb a tree to eat the fruits. And that's dangerous because he doesn't know how to climb down. He only knows how to climb up. I've seen that happen. And then from high up there, he might just get afraid. And then what if he eats some poisonous berries? He doesn't know what is what. So you have to keep feeding him. Second condition, keep him away from any river or pond or lake. He doesn't know how to swim. He only knows how to drown and how to make others drown. What kind of drowning? Iti driksvalila bhir ananda kunde. He's drowning the inhabitants of Braja in pools of ecstasy. So he knows how to drown people. He himself drowns. That same Supreme Lord who lies in the ocean of milk, vast ocean, as Narayan. And now he's being seen as someone who cannot even swim and he could drown. The sweet paradox of Braja's Leela. So no water bodies, okay? One more condition, and there could be dangerous caves and ditches, so hold his hand tight all the time. If he goes alone in a cave and he gets lost inside, he'll keep trying, Maya, and then we'll be able to hear him because he's so deep in the cave. So keep his grip tight. Hold his hand, Dridhavrata. That same Prabhu who is holding all our hands by sitting in our hearts, birth after birth. And he's so kind with us that even if we pretend to be a devotee, he doesn't let go. Even just a slight indication to serve him. Like Putana, she became liberated just by pretending to be a devotee. And she screamed, let me go, let me go. He didn't let go. That same Lord who never lets go of us in his mighty grip of love. Even when we commit offenses while chanting or whatever, just by the act of chanting his name, we become so dear to the Lord. He never lets go of the hand of a devotee. Now that same Lord needs his hand held tight in case he gets lost. I mean, what an amazing transcendental paradox. Balaram said, agreed, I will take full care. Hold his hand tight, no caves, no ditches, no ponds, no trees, feed him nicely, no problem. Yashoda said, okay, fine, come here, I'll put on this Narasimha Kavach on you. So Narasimha Kavach, because they're worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev. And just remember, pray to Lord Nrsimhadev for your protection, okay? That same Lord who is the origin of Lord Nrsimhadev is being told to pray to Nrsingadev. Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa. Who is Narahari Rupa? Keshava. Keshava is taken in. So that's just another sweetness. So then what happens? After hearing all these arguments, Mother Yashoda says, okay, but we need to find auspicious date and time, muhurta, to take this bold step in your life. So Krishna ran to the local Brahmana and says, Panditji, we need a muhurta for me to start grazing cows. And this muhurta needs to be tomorrow. ASAP. And Brahmana is like, okay, listen, this needs to be calculated. You can't just force the date you want. Right? Krishna went back home, ran quickly. He grabbed a bunch of new saris and jewelries from Mother Yashoda's collection and showed them to the Panditji's wife. These Diwali gifts could be yours. So go and straighten out your husband. It seems he's not understanding the importance of practical priorities. Tomorrow he needs to come to Nanda Bhavan and declare that that is the best day of Gopastami for me to start grazing cows. That's all he needs to do. So the next morning, Panditji shows up and he tells Yashoda and everybody, according to this Panchang is this calendar, the only practical muhurta for Krishna to become Gopal comes after 10 years. So Mother Yashoda felt relief. Thank Narayan, we'll keep Kanha at home 10 more years. Brahman continued, but there's one rare muhurta that's today. And Krishna said, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And Yashoda says, nothing doing. We can wait 10 years, it's okay. And all this while, 900,000 cows are listening to this conversation. They're understanding everything. And normally they're ready to go grazing with Nanda Maharaj. But this morning, not a single cow out of 900,000 was budging. No matter how much he pulled, they were expressing a strike or mutiny. And Panditji explained, according to this Panchang, these cows will only move when your Lala will play the flute for them. So only when Krishna played the flute, the cows come out one after another. And then gradually Mother Yashoda had to accept that Krishna was going to be grazing cows in the forest. Okay, fine, no problem, but you have to wear shoes at least. Now I know it's a new concept for you, Krishna, but you got to get used to it. And Krishna says, fine, if I have to wear shoes, then all 900,000 cows have to wear shoes. It's not fair. You know? And they're calculating, wait, 900,000 cows times 4? How many is 3.6 million shoes? Right? That's a lot of shoes. And Krishna said they all have to be like silver shoes, like not just like plastic ones. They're proper silver shoes. And that's not feasible. Then I don't have to wear shoes. If Maya cannot wear shoes, I'm not going to wear shoes. And when hearing this, the cows were so ecstatic. They went all over Braja and stomped on the ground, up and down, and turned all the sharp pebbles into fine baby powder, talcum-like dust. So Krishna's delicate feet would not be hurt. The dust of Braja is so dear to the Lord. Not only does he bathe in it, but he sometimes looks here and there. When no one's looking, he eats it. Like prasadam, directly in his mouth. Of course, that's a different story for another day. But he cannot bear the thought of wearing shoes that come between his delicate skin and the dust of Vrindavan. Bolo Vrindavan Dham ki. Yeah. So, everyone, of course, when Krishna places his feet on that beautiful dust, the symbols on his feet, there's this different chinas, there's a flag and the conch, so many nice things. They create an impression, a very fine impression, because the dust is very fine and it remains there. The dust doesn't budge. And the cows see his footprints, they walk around his footprints. They don't want to smudge it. And so Krishna that way imprinted all over the place. And everybody is so concerned about the delicate feet of the Lord. And the gopis, they sing, Chalasiyad Vraja Charayam Pashum Naina Sundaram Nakade Padam Shira Kurai Sidati Dina Kaila Kamana Master, dear lover, when you leave the cowherd village to herd the cows, our minds are so disturbed with the thought that your lotus feet, and that the feet, they're more beautiful than lotus. Nalina Sundaram. Nalina means lotus. It's like beautiful. Natate Padam. They will be poked and pricked by the spiked husks of grain and the rough grass and plants. Shila Trinam Kure. Everyone in Braj is so worried. And here they're referring to how hard the Trinam Kure. Do you know what Shila means? Shila means rock. It's saying a heart like rock. It's saying compared to your lotus feet, Trina Ankur is hard like a rock. Now Trina means what? Grass or straw. Trina Ada Pismanishena. Right? Trina Ankur. Ankur means the budding, the really soft baby budding grass. It's really like delicate. They're saying that compared to your feet is Shila. It's like granite. See, so they're concerned they shouldn't even step on a budding Trina Ankure. See how much detail, how much beauty there is in these verses of the Gopi Gita. So that is their concern. And yet Krishna insists, no shoes for me. When he leaves Vrindavan, he wears shoes, but in Vrindavan never wears shoes. So that is the sweetness. So finally, what happens? The day of initiation comes. And to see this Diksha ceremony. Now this Diksha ceremony, only boys are allowed, only men. It's no women allowed. No gopis, and Mother Yashoda is not allowed, including Radharani is not allowed. Nobody is allowed to see this ceremony. It's a men's only ceremony, right? But of course, Srimati Radharani cannot resist. So, if you notice, on this day, in our Vrindavan temple and other ISKCON temples, this is our Vrindavan Dham Krishna Bhagavan temple. This is Srimati Radharani. She's dressed as a Gopa. She dresses like this and pretends to be Subal Sakha, friend of Krishna, since she looks a bit like him. And she goes to attend this milestone event in Krishna's life. You know how much love she has, that I don't mind, I'll wear Gopa's dress and I'll risk being caught even. This is such an important day in Krishna's life and I don't want to miss it. So sweet. So that's the importance and beauty of this special festival known as Gopastami. So we can pray like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who said, my dear Gopal, you always protect the go. The word go means cow, and go also means our senses. So just as you protect your cows and bring them back on track if they lose their way, similarly, my own foolish senses, sometimes they lose their way. But as Gopal, the supreme cowherd, please bring back to the correct path my senses, me and my senses. Bring me back to my senses if I ever lose the way. This is my prayer to you, O Lord. So this is how, the best way to keep all our go in the proper path is to connect with Krishna all the time. Pray to Him to keep our senses connected on the right path. And also, we can learn to get pleasure from Krishna. Krishna's another name is Govinda. Govinda means He gives pleasure to the cows. He gives pleasure to our senses. Everything about Krishna is so pleasurable and pleasant. When we chant Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, we are appealing to that reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna, sweetness of His flute, sweetness of His smile, sweetness of His pastimes, unparalleled sweetness. We have access to all of it. It's available to us through the channel of Krishna's holy name. So how do we keep our go in control? By surrendering them to Krishna. Krishna takes care of them. We cannot. Krishna takes care of the cows. He's so much into taking care of cows that he does the whole Leela. He did build up a whole case. He's really into it. When we ask Him to take care of our senses, our go, He's looking forward to it. Just like He looks forward to taking care of the cows. We just have to give Him permission. You have to beg him, my Lord, this sense is yours now. Please guide me, guide my mind. Mind is also a sense. Right? Manashashtani Indriyani, it's a sixth sense. So the mind, my Lord, if you can guide me, allow me to be naturally in love with you. That is the natural state of the soul. So we can pray on this day in particular, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we will be Shayana Arti in a few minutes, about 5 minutes or so. We will do Gopi Gita during that time, that one verse we sang. We'll sing the whole Gopi Gita. But we have a few minutes if anyone has any comments or questions or reflections on this day. We have a couple minutes. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Okay, so anyone have any? Yes, Mantha.
Very nice class. One question, is Krishna too young to take care of those big auctions and all?
Yeah, he is. That's why everyone's so concerned. It's true. That is why, but see, the thing is, right? Let's see, look at the size. Now, how Krishna takes care of them? I mean, if you think about it, he's kind of too young to be on the forest even on his own. What to speak of taking care of 900,000 cows? But there are certain factors. One, he does have his mystical control of the cows. When he plays the flute, they listen to him. He also has a mala made of jewels. You know, we have our japa mala made of tulsi beads. He has a mala made of jewels. And he has 108 beads in them. But those 108 jewels, they are different groups of cows. Like Dhavali, Gauri, like that by the colors. And then some of them groups are based on the shape of their face. Like one is Simhamukhi, another one is like Mridangamukhi, like that, you know. So he has categories of cows. So when he knows the names of all the cows, 900,000 of them. Do you even know 900,000 names? Do we know 900,000 words in the English language? But Krishna knows because they're like beautiful combinations. He knows the colors, he knows the grouping. So he has intimate connection, and he's not alone. He has, you know, Dauji with him. Dauji is also pretty strong. Everyone knows he can. Plus he has other Gopas with him. He's not alone. So, and also cows, the cow herding thing, you know, it doesn't really require that much smartness. You know, if you have a village and if they decide which kid is going to do which job, the kid who has the least intelligence, they put him in cow herding. It doesn't require much intelligence, you know. Why? It's the most chill, relaxed job. There's nothing much to do. You just go, the cows, you know, you don't need to teach them how to chew the thing. They just go find what they have to eat, they eat, and then they come back when it's time. You know? And he just watches, most of the time just playing on the floor, playing picnic, this, that. Just keep an eye on the cows. If they go too far, they run around and they say, oh, come back. That's it. It's not very difficult. Cows are very, like, they're not wild, right? They're very cool, they're very sattvic creatures, they're very easy to take care of in general. You know, unless something crazy happens, like some demon is running around, the cows get afraid. But in general, it's not a problem. So they have a sense of trust for Krishna, but it is a concern. That's why they really raise the case. They were concerned, just like you're mentioning. There's no question about it. That's what makes this pastime so sweet. You can see there's a real tug of war on both sides. So both sides are making a strong case. They're both valid, you know, which just makes it more fun to watch. How's it going to end up? And then, of course, because it's Krishna, it's not a problem. Yeah, everyone was against it. Everyone who was in Braj, pretty much, except for the Gopas. The Gopas are really into it because they'll spend more time with Krishna now. You see, all day long. They jump on his shoulders, they jump on theirs. They'll play games, play ball. They'll have picnic, they'll exchange their food. Other than the Gopas, everybody is kind of heartbroken, including Mother Yashoda and others. So it's a good question. How did they let him do it? I mean, think about it. How old was he when he went to fight Kansa? 11. 11. Can you imagine, right? How old was he when he did Rasa Leela? Yeah? Like 8 or 9 or something like that? Very young. 8 years old, right? So these things are kind of hard to understand. Yeah, I mean, you see this picture like, there's no way you can give him 900,000 of these, you know? And yet, you know, he did it. So, that's the mystical sweetness of Krishna's passion. But the more we read about it, especially more we read the Acharya's commentaries on it, we realize certainly it's mystical. These things are generally not possible. Like this day and age, you wouldn't give it to a little kid like that, for sure. It's not possible. But back then it was different, and Krishna is special. So that was basically it. But we can learn so much just by looking at these minor details that the Acharyas give us. On one hand, the Lord is so great and powerful, and then he's doing this. These sweet paradoxes. This is one of those paradoxes. It's so tiny. But at the same time, he owns everything. And he's supremely powerful. Yeah, it's mind-blowing, certainly. Right? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare